In today's video, we're taking a look at Lightstream, a tool that allows you to create productions up in the cloud and bring in things like remote guests, as well as high quality video streams from external encoders like the ATEM Mini or a Teradek VidiU X. Let's dive straight into it. If you've never heard of cloud production before, don't panic. It's basically the idea of being able to create and produce your broadcasts up in the cloud rather than locally on dedicated hardware. And cloud production has a number of benefits, including increased redundancy, lower costs because you don't have to invest in a bunch of broadcast equipment. And also, as it is running in the cloud, you can be remote. You can basically create and run your broadcast from anywhere in the world. Now, Lightstream is a service that gives you all of these benefits and allows you to create a high quality broadcast in a very easy to use web-based system. So let me show you how it works. First up then, you're going to want to go to studio.golightstream.com, log in, and then once you're in, you'll see this main broadcast screen. Up in the top left of the screen, this is where you can set and save all your projects and select the resolution of them. Now, a top tip here is there are actually two tiers to Lightstream. You've got gamer and creator. I'd recommend creator. It gives you a few more functions and features that I'm going to talk about in this video, and it also at its top tier allows you to broadcast in up to 1080p 30 frames per second, and I believe they're actually working on getting support for 1080p 60 frames per second too. The main area here is where you will create your broadcast elements. It's kind of giving me vibes a little of OBS with the use of scenes and layers. Think of scenes as the different shots that you want to cut to, and then layers are all the different elements that actually make up that scene. And there's a bunch of elements to choose from within Lightstream. You've got text, videos, and images, including PNG images, which can be used as custom frame overlays. You can add any camera and microphone that's connected to your computer, including an ATEM Mini if that's connected via its USB port. You also have the ability to share your screen into your broadcast, which is great if you're doing things like presentations or conferences. You have the ability to share your whole desktop or just a particular window if that's all you need. Now, there's two elements I really want to focus on. The first is the ability to bring remote guests into your scenes via a simple link that you just send them. Your guest just opens up the link in their web browser, shares their camera and microphone, and will then appear in your Lightstream dashboard. You can then instantly add them to any of your scenes. You can have up to 7 guests at once and can scale and position them wherever you like on the screen. When you mix this with the image templates, you can get some really powerful and styled setups. For your guests, they have a simple to use screen that shows them everyone's individual webcam as well as the program output so they can see what's going live. There's also a private chat with you and the other guests if you need to remind someone that they're on mute. It's all run over WebRTC technology, so if your guest has a good webcam, the quality can be pretty good, and more importantly, it's super low latency. The second feature that I really do like about Lightstream is its ability to bring in RTMP sources so that you can actually send up to 4 high quality live streams directly into Lightstream. And pretty much any device that can send an RTMP feed can be brought into Lightstream. So we're talking, OBS, ATEM Mini, Teradek VidiU X's, for example, or even games consoles like the PS4 and Xbox. There's a lot of use cases for this, so you might be sending a stream from a games console and adding text, overlays, and your webcam into Lightstream for a broadcast to Twitch. Or you might be out in the field with a camera and encoder and want to create a stream that still has all things like the countdown timer at the beginning of your broadcast, text overlays, videos, and images. And that's what I want to show you now. So here I've got my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K with a Teradek VidiU X encoder mounted to the top and a 4G dongle into the encoder. And what this is going to allow me to do is wirelessly stream my camera into Lightstream so it can be used as another video source within my scenes. Because it's all running over 4G, this type of setup is completely wireless, so I can roam around pretty much anywhere in the world and stream. Setting it up is actually super easy. In Lightstream, you just click add an RTMP source, and that will generate the RTMP URL and stream key you need to put into the Teradek settings. If you haven't seen my video review of the Teradek VidiU X encoder, I'll link to that down in the description below so you can check it out. But essentially, you just need to log into the device's dashboard from your computer or even your phone, and from there you can copy and paste the stream details into the Teradek, as well as customize any other settings as well, like for example your stream bitrate. Once you click saved on those settings, they're now saved onto the device. So even when you power it down, the next time it boots up, it actually uses those settings without you needing to log in and set them up again. And that means if I wanted to push a stream from my camera now to Lightstream, all I actually need to do is turn on the camera, turn on the Teradek, and press the big red go live button on the front, and it starts sending a feed from my camera's HDMI output to Lightstream over 4G, no other setup required. We can see it appear in the dashboard there as just another video source, and I can actually add it to any of my scenes and position and size it however I like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a scene here that has my RTMP source full screen, and let's add some text in the corner to say where we're actually broadcasting from. Now, as well as that text in the corner, I also want to have some of my overlays on as well, which is where the third-party integrations in Livestream really are great to have. And there's all the regulars like Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and they also have Singular.Live, which is what I use for my graphics. So I'm going to add that in here. I'm going to paste my URL from Singular, and that's going to allow me to display my custom YouTube comments as lower thirds on the stream. And that's pretty much our live scene created. Now I want to quickly actually create a starting scene with a countdown timer. And for that, I'm just going to create a new scene and have a full screen 2-minute video of the YouTube countdown. And then for the end slate here, I'm actually just going to have a thanks for watching image. And that's our 3 scenes created now. We're pretty much ready to go live. But before we actually do go live, we need to select our broadcast destination in the top right hand corner of the screen. And you can add as many destinations as you like, including Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and even custom RTMP endpoints and destinations. But you can only stream to one location at a time currently. Who knows, maybe they might change that in the future. Once you've done that, it is just a case of hitting the go live button here. So when you go live, you're going to see the stream output over here on the right hand side. You can see we've got about 2 minutes 7 seconds or so left there of the countdown. And when we're ready to transition over to the live, we just click the little scene icon here at the bottom, and that's going to put it in the preview. And when we want it to actually carry over onto the live stream and go live, we click the update stream button here in the top right. It takes a couple of seconds, but then we see it live on the stream output. And if we actually go over to where our audience are watching, we'll be able to see that transition happen there too. There we go. So now we would be live on air. So when we're actually ready to wrap up the stream, we just go back again, click on the end scene here, and that puts it in preview. And once again, when we're ready to actually take that to air, we click the update stream button. And after a couple of seconds, that is what goes to air. And we can flip back, see the audience's view, and watch that transition again. Now, obviously, if I want to be completely remote, I need something other than a laptop to control the stream from. And that again is where the power of cloud production really steps in. Because all the heavy lifting of your broadcast is being done up in the cloud, and because, you know, the controlling of your broadcast is all browser based, it actually means that you can control your stream from pretty much any device. So for example, I could be logged in and carrying around an iPad to control it. Or Lightstream have even developed a scaled down web view for phones that gives you just the very basic functionality of switching between your scenes and going live. So now with just my camera, my VidiU, and my phone, I can start a stream with my normal countdown video, then switch to my high quality camera with all the overlays, and then end on my thanks for watching slate. And that gives you a much more professional broadcast than rather, let's say, just going to Facebook from your phone. So having this RTMP source input is really useful, and I can actually see a lot of use cases for it in the future. Before I give my final thoughts on Lightstream, let me talk to you about today's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. With topics like film and video, graphic design, illustration, photography, marketing, and many more, it's an amazing way to get started learning something new or grow your skills by learning from experts. So if you're looking to learn about animation, for example, then Jake Bartlett's Animating with Ease in After Effects course is the one for you. Or maybe you want to up your YouTube game. If so, definitely check out Marques Brownlee's YouTube Success class. I'm taking it at the moment and have found it so useful when it comes to writing my scripts and planning out my videos. And I know many of you who watch my videos for Blackmagic stuff are looking to learn more about DaVinci Resolve. Well, Skillshare has a number of classes for both color grading and editing that are perfect for beginners. like this DaVinci 17 course from Mustafa Nassar. He's created short but detailed videos explaining each section of DaVinci and all of the effects and functions built into it. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning there's no ads and they're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And because I've teamed up with Skillshare on this video, the first 1,000 people who use the link in my description will receive a 1-month free trial to Skillshare Premium so you can explore your creativity. So what are my overall thoughts on Lightstream then? Well, firstly, I do love how many features are actually built into one platform. And the ability to bring in up to 7 remote guests and fully customize the position and the layouts is really nice. I can see a lot of people using it for things like podcast recording, online talks, and conferences, for example, especially as you can also share your screen into the broadcast. And everything can be fully brandable and look exactly how you like with the image frames that I talked about. The RTMP source is another big thing for me. I can see it being useful for a number of different shows and concepts. And the fact that you're actually able to do all of this in the cloud for a relatively cheap monthly cost is, in my opinion, a real selling point. You don't need to go and invest in a bunch of broadcast equipment and then spend months learning how to use it. It's just a case of signing up and go, which is absolutely fantastic for beginners, for example. Now, in terms of things I found while I was testing that I personally would improve, I think there's 2 main things. The first one is that I did actually notice that when you switch between scenes, if it was a complex scene with multiple different layers, it wasn't always like a clean switch. You'd sometimes see some of the layers being removed or added within the sequence. So personally, I feel that Lightstream does need to look into that, as when I'm switching between scenes, I want either a hard cut or a fade. I don't want to see elements come on the screen, and I especially don't want the audience to see that. The second thing is more of a feature request, and that's the ability to stream to multiple locations at once. I feel like this is one thing that's missing from Lightstream for it to be a sort of one-stop shop for people who just want to do everything in one place. If you wanted to multi-stream at the moment, you'd probably have to go from something like Lightstream over to Restream, which then distributes your stream. If it was built into Lightstream and then you could do everything in Lightstream and it's just one subscription fee, I kind of feel like that's another box ticked and a big selling point for using Lightstream. So there you have it. That is my look at Lightstream. If you found this video useful, please do give it a thumbs up because that really does help. Also, if you've got any questions or comments about today's video or Lightstream in general, put them down in the comments below. I read through all of them and will reply to as many as possible. If you've got a question about your specific setup or you need help with it, pop me an email to the email address below and I will get back to you. We can book in a one-to-one consulting session, take a look at your setup. I can give you all the advice you need to make it, first of all, work and also more efficient and productive. And then if you're new here to the channel and not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified when I post new videos so that you can watch them first, because I do actually hide some things in my videos as well, like offer codes. And once you've done all that, guys, I will see you on the next video.